One sec. Okay, we're live.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Northborough Select Board Interview Subcommittee meeting for Thursday, January 30th, 2025. This meeting is being recorded. This open meeting of the Northborough Select Board Interview Subcommittee is being conducted remotely, consistent with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency. All members of the Northborough Select Board Interview Subcommittee are allowed to participate remotely. The Act allows Northborough Select Board Interview Subcommittee to meet remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using posted agenda unless noted otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of the recordings of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed in the agenda. Ensuring public access does not require public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. And now I'll go ahead and confirm the members who are here. Myself, Mike Tejan. Laura, if you could respond in the affirmative.
I'm here.
And Angie, as staff on the call, could you just respond in the affirmative?
I'm here. Okay.
Okay, great. All right, I think that's all like the mandatory homework. I guess we can bring Amanda and Michelle on.
Great. Okay, we're joining now.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, everyone.
Hi there, Amanda.
Hello.
Hi, great. Okay, yep. So we're going to be talking about a position on the library board of trustees. I think maybe a good way to kind of just roll into it, Michelle, if you don't mind, maybe just giving kind of a brief overview of what that position entails, and then Amanda, you can introduce yourself, and then we'll roll with just a few questions if that works.
Sure.
Okay, works for me.
Great.
Okay. So the library trustees, the responsibilities are to govern the library. We help establish policies, organize the administration, determine operations, and authorize expenditure of funds. And I think of us as a sounding board more for the library director and for the staff. We have meetings on the second Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. Except August, we have no meeting in August. There are 9 trustees on the board. 4 of the trustees are officers, and there are 3 standing subcommittees, so each member of the board will be assigned to one of the 3 subcommittees. The officers are the chair, the vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. And the subcommittees are the administrative, the long-range planning, and the building and grounds. And they act sort of as a first stop for, like, it would be 3 members of the board and the library director, and they work on a specific aspect of library business. If there are new policies or procedures or things that have to be brought before the full board, they're the first stop to do the draft, and then they present things to the board as a whole. And that's really library trustee in a nutshell.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, Amanda, if you don't mind, maybe just introducing yourself and.
Sure. I'm Amanda DeRozier-Millette. I grew up here in town, moved away for a number of years, but I'm back raising my 2 kids here. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. I guess, Michelle, I'll defer to you first if you had some questions for Amanda, or if not, Laura and I can ask a couple.
I don't have any questions. As Amanda indicated, I've known her for quite some time. And when we had the opening on the board, I was trying to think about what the board might lack in representation. And at this point, we don't have anyone on the board who has younger children. And I thought that that was I should look for a candidate that might help represent that population of the town. And so Amanda came to mind, and I reached out because every time I see her, we talk about the library and what the kids are reading. So that's it. I really don't have questions for Amanda, but I just wanted to sort of toss out to you why she was a candidate who popped into my mind.
It's funny, Michelle, when you said that, I thought you were going to talk about all of her experience with the Historical Society as one of the things that you needed at the library, because she's been so involved already. But yes, I think having young children is also a great asset, Amanda. So thank you for being so passionate about the library.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really appreciate you stepping forward, to find another area to contribute to town. And Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off, but if you wanted to talk a little bit about what it is that really drew you to this, in addition to what Michelle said, and what you're looking forward to doing as a member of the Library Trustees Committee.
Sure. I have very good memories just from growing up here, going to the library. Just want to make sure that stays, that we keep, growing the library and getting it and keep it as good as it is. And just kind of being a part of that just sounded like something I really wanted to do.
Awesome. Are there any specific, things in your background, in your toolbox that you think will really help drive some of those, ways to help and continue to bolster the library for our town?
I don't think so. Not off the top of my head. I don't have a lot of experience as far as like what the trustees are going to do. But I definitely think that, yeah, me having the younger kids and, as you said, the experience with the Historic District Commission too, I think it'll be good. Kind of pull in another aspect of things.
Well, and I like that flexibility that you're looking to, get in and learn and figure out where you can really serve. I think that flexibility on the committee would be good. But having those, and especially representing, what's a desire for young children, I love that as well. And Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off before. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, you basically got to the questions I would ask. So, I don't have any additional questions. So Laura, I don't know if you have anything more, or Michelle or Amanda, any other parting comments, but I'm all set.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, do you have any other questions about what you can expect with the trustees? Anything else? Do you anticipate any challenges in this? Sorry, I said no challenges.
No, that's okay. No, I mean, I don't think so. Like, maybe a little bit just with my current life, trying to juggle it a little bit, but I don't think there should be too many issues.
Well, and I think it's great that you've got a relationship with Michelle too, who can also help, as you navigate that space. And we do appreciate all the library enables for the town. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
No, Mike, I really didn't have any additional questions either. I appreciate all the thought that you've put into this application. And if you have any other questions for us, you're welcome to let us know, or certainly follow up via email afterwards.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. And then what we'll do is, we'll go ahead and conduct 2 more interviews on our agenda tonight, and then after that, we'll go ahead and sort of have our deliberations. Sounds a lot more than it turns out to be, but so you could always view that as a member of the public, and then we make our recommendation. We then bring that to the greater select board for the final vote and of appointment. Just to kind of give you an idea of what that process looks like.
Okay, and I think you do that at the next select board, the regularly scheduled select board meeting, right?
You got it.
Correct.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you so much, Michelle. It's great to see you both. Mike, I wanted to say thank you before you say bye.
Great. Well, thank you for having us.
We'll see you
Yes, thank you,
soon.
Michelle. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice night.
You too.
Okay, I've got Judy and Erica. So this is for Youth Commission. Erica Zeiger will be representing the Youth Commission. So I'll let them both in.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Judy.
Hi,
Hi,
Erica.
Erica. Hi,
Hi,
Judy.
Erica.
All
Good
right.
to see you both.
Good to see you both all.
There we go. Here I
There we
am.
are. Now we can hear
Hi.
you, Judy.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
great. Yeah, no, thank you both for making time to jump on our meeting, and we'll talk about the Youth Commission. What I was going to say is to kind of to get the ball rolling, Erica, if you didn't mind, just kind of maybe giving a brief overview of the spot on the commission and kind of what that entails. And then Erica, if then Judy, you wanted to just introduce yourself, and then we'll roll with some questions from myself, Laura, and Erica if she has them.
Perfect, perfect. Can you hang on one second? I just want to shut this door so the light isn't glaring.
Sure.
It'll help, but all right. Hi Judy, thank you.
Hi, Erica. Thanks for taking the time. And
Sure,
hi, Laura.
absolutely.
Andy.
So the youth commission, I have been on it for maybe a year and a half now to 2 years, and it's evolving. I'm not sure if you had heard, if you heard at town meeting, they voted to combine youth and family services and the health department.
Mhm.
So while they were combining the youth commission, we kind of took a break and we hadn't met. However, we did meet last month and we're going to be meeting. Typically, it's monthly. I think it's the third Tuesday at 7 p.m. and it's a hybrid meeting.
Mhm.
Oh, that can change the time, the dates and the times while we're, getting new members and stuff like that. But ultimately, the goal of the Youth Commission is to work with the Health and Family Services, also Encompass, which is the alcohol and drug abuse awareness program. And I look at it as being twofold. One is to get a really good handle on what the kids need right now. Whether it's social emotional support, whether it's programming. There's a new outreach coordinator for the town, and see what the youth commission can do to, one, figure out what the families need, what the youth need in terms of support, and then on the support side, see what type of programming that we can come up with that is, going to meet the needs of a really large base from, 0 to 18 and then their families. So what we're looking for is someone that is interested, and obviously interested in that clientele, that age group, and going to be able to, bring a lot of energy and like oomph to the committee, because it's fluid and we're new. We really are trying to get this running again after it had been, kind of stale for about a year or so. So hopefully that kind of explains it.
Yes, absolutely. And let's see, Liz Nolan had actually reached out to
Oh, good.
me recently. I know Liz very well. She's incredibly involved in our community, and I hold her to the highest regard. So when she reached out to me as the new outreach coordinator for the HH, the HHA,
Yes, I know. I get
HHS,
I
sorry,
get
so
the
many
acronyms
acronyms.
confused.
She reached out to me as the almost 20-year chapter leader of the Neighbor Brigade. A role that I have held and have been helping families here in town and in Southborough, who have, you know, fallen upon, you know, a crisis situation. And under my purview, I have about 100 volunteers here in town who are ready, fully vetted and quarried to you know, to assist the family in any way. You know, it might be just be providing meals. So very sadly, I was notified in the fourth quarter of 2024 that the Neighbor Brigade, which is a nonprofit 501(c) charitable organization, was closing its doors. And it was out of my control. So, and these are chapters, we're up to like 30 chapters throughout the state, and a couple of New England states. So I had to break that news to Liz because, you know, naturally, you know, our efforts would coincide. And I said, she very wisely, I can't think of the word. She said, "Oh, good. Well, that's going to free you up some time to do some other things." Okay. So, and she knows me, you know, and, you know, so we laughed and I said, "Absolutely. Where do you need me?" And she said, "You know, we could, you know, we're trying to reinvent the wheel on the youth commission." I said, "I love it." While my children, we've been in town since 2003. My children are adults now. They came through the school system. My daughter is still in town. She has 4 children. So not only do I have a personal vested interest in supporting our youth, I think I know that my willingness to, you know, support youth groups and, you know, financially or, you know, just lending hours or whatever, that has been part of who I am for the 22 years since I've been in town. So, you know, I read about the Youth Commission. I went back through some, you know, trying to find some meeting minutes, Erica, and I did the most recent ones I could find were from about a year ago. So I'm excited to hear that you did meet. You said recently this month.
January, so
January.
just a couple
Good.
weeks ago.
So I'm excited. I'd love to be a part of this group. You know, I mean, Liz is she's already, not surprisingly, so visible in our community in her new role. So this all makes sense that Youth Commission is being reinvigorated. You know, it's just all about, takes a community. And you know, I don't come in with, you know, anything that I can, you know, make happen right away. I know things take time, but anything I can do as an individual to, you know, bring to the table and, you know, help the well-being of any of our youth and beyond, you know, that's really what I stand for as a person. So, you know, if we kind of are, you know, building this from the ground up, that's okay. You know, it's just, there's a lot of, new things, you know, coming. It's January, it's a new year, and get these things going and see what we can do.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my gosh.
agree.
Oh,
That sounds great. I know, you know, one of the things that we're looking for is, you know, ideas. You know, what can we do? You know, to kind of get, you know, the volunteers, there's so many of them and they're so wonderful and they do want to help. So it's great to hear that you have this network already in place. And then it sounds as if, it sounds as if you're going to have ideas on how to help us create the programming and then get it to the community, especially those, younger parents and the younger parents, and then those that might not be connected to the Northborough Public Schools, because we do have a great relationship with the district, but it's those kids that might not be in Northborough, or also that, there's a lot of information. And sometimes as parents, you know how it is, you just don't get it all. So I always say, send it to me 3-4 times. I don't mind. So it sounds as if you have a niche for getting the word out as well. And I think that's going to be important.
I don't know if I have a niche, Erica. I just know a lot of people. I've been here a long time. I do a lot of different things for, personal, for pleasure, business and everything. And like I said, I have no expectations other than there's if it's anything that any small contribution can better the life of somebody else, and hopefully many, many. I'm open to brainstorming. I've done tons and tons and tons of fundraising.
Yeah.
I honestly,
old are your
I
kids?
feel really bad for children right now.
Yes.
And I feel bad for us as their parents and for any adults, any teachers. The kids know more than we do. And I think that, there's a lot of things when I say they, with social media and things like that, I just feel like we as the adults, we've got to get in front of this in whatever that looks like. So if it's social, emotional support or whatever, I don't think there's ever enough that can be done. I know, there's a shortage of mental health practitioners. I am not certified in any mental health field, but I also, if we can do things at a volunteer level that can supplement what the certified practitioners can do.
Yeah.
They need us, and it's just, again, I don't know what this is going to look like, but it sounds like we're open for ideas.
Yeah.
I have to say,
absolutely.
Judy, I was going to comment. I'm so sorry to hear about the neighbor brigade, because I know that I've reached out several times for help, and I appreciate all that you've done. And I recognize how hard that must have been for you. And it means so much that you're looking to redirect your efforts to help us with a really critical part of our community. And I appreciate that you recognize how vulnerable that group is and their unique needs. And I mean, so I hate I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to comment because I couldn't imagine a better place for you than supporting this important work. And I think you've got some really neat experience in your background that can really help us cultivate that group and work with Erica and the team.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah.
How old are your grandchildren?
Pardon me?
How old are your grandchildren?
One will be 9 in March. And then once there's a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and the baby will be 1 in February, this month. Yeah. So
that's wonderful.
my daughter was raised here. She's working very hard to raise her children here because she loves our community. It's not easy. And I assure you that, my efforts, my intentions are sure, family first, but even before my daughter started a family, I never left our school, and my kids were adults. I never stopped supporting our schools. I do that through, sponsorships of our teams. I know that when Susie was fighting for full day kindergarten, she had my support. Not knowing that my daughter would start a family here, that she may benefit from. Really, I love our community. I love our community members and of all ages. And I like to let people know that, if there's anything I can do to support the effort, I'm there.
Great, yeah, great. And I think that it's going to be a interesting and fun year, trying to come up with different programs and giving it a shot and seeing what works and what doesn't. So I think it'll be great.
Yeah, and Judy, as you could tell your daughter, I feel her pain as a father of four, so I certainly understand how
Okay.
crazy and certainly have skin in the game. To have somebody and like yourself who the passion that you have for this just immediately comes through, which is great. And somebody like yourself, where you have a passion and expertise for. Right. Next up is we're going to talk about Master Plan Implementation Committee. And you wouldn't think, right, Youth Commission and Master Plan, right? It would be sort of maybe have that overlap, but it's great how that passion comes through and you have that expertise for a wide range of things. And as the liaison for the Youth Commission, I think it's important to have people who want to be there and want to do good. And I think that comes through from the conversation we're having. So
Thank you very much, Mike, for saying that. I don't know if I have any level of expertise, but I'm a mother and I care deeply about our children and our community. And so passion, that's there.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't have any follow-up questions. I think we had a good conversation there, kicked off by the questions from Erica. So Laura, I don't know if you had any follow-up questions for Judy.
No,
No,
this was great. Erica, thanks for giving such a thorough overview about your committee and and however we can continue to support you on the board, let us know, especially as you're, redefining what the work is going to look like.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Judy, I don't know if you have any other questions for us or Erica.
If I am selected to join the committee, I would just, like to know, where from here. So, I expect that somebody would reach out to me and say, let's chat and what direction, what are our short-term goals, our long-term goals and everything like that. So that would be my only question. But at this point, I just hope I hope that you'll have me because I am super excited to help out.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll run through the interview after this of yourself for the master plan implementation. And then after that, Laura and I deliberate, discuss, and then come up with a recommendation to bring to the larger select board for then an official vote on appointment to the committees. So you can certainly feel free to watch our deliberations and our next. I should know when our next meeting is, but I think we should have a select board meeting before the next youth commission meeting, which I think the youth commission is on the 28th.
It's actually, let me look, because we're not having it on February vacation.
Okay.
So the next select board meeting is Monday, the 10th of February.
So the youth commission is either the 13th or the 27th. I'll get back to you.
Okay. So either way, we could,
yeah.
Either way, our meeting is beforehand. So could be, an official member by that point.
Yeah.
Assuming you have the votes, but no. But yeah, no, thank you, Judy, for moving, putting yourself out there for the youth commission, and thank you, Erica, for for kicking us off and giving a great overview and starting a great conversation. So
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Erica.
Yeah, so
Thank you. See you
I will
soon.
figure out how to get myself out of here. So have a great night.
You
All
All right,
too.
thank you,
Have a nice
Erica.
night.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks, Judy. And now I'll bring in Rick from Master Plan and we'll go forward with that one moment.
There he is.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Rick, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, we got you loud and clear. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on, Rick.
Okay.
So yeah, and Judy, you're sticking around for
Hi,
this
Rick.
portion
Hi,
of the
Judy.
show.
I'll stick around.
You're applying for everything tonight.
Yeah. So Rick, if you don't mind, kind of the order we've been going in, if you could just give like a brief overview of the Master Plan Implementation Committee. And then Judy, you could, obviously we had a pretty good conversation before. If you could say something if you'd like after, specific to Master Plan, and then we'll roll with some questions from myself, Laura, and Rick.
Okay. So basically, the town did a new master plan in 2020. And one of the things that master plan recommended was that a committee be set up to basically kind of watch over the master plan, keep track of its status of the recommendations and goals, and just make sure that it didn't end up sitting on a shelf someplace collecting dust. And so, on the heels of implementing the master plan and accepting it, the select board appointed a master plan implementation committee whose job was to basically review the plan and recommend what goals in the plan the town should take action on and sort of direct that information to the proper authority. So some things might be a select board responsibility, some might be a planning board responsibility, some might be a DPW responsibility, or things like that. So the committee was formed, it was late in 2020, early in 2021. And basically, the biggest thing that came out of the master plan was kind of a revisiting of the downtown area that a lot of the residents who attended the public information sessions sort of fed back to the consultants that they thought that the biggest thing the town ought to do was consider how to make the town center more attractive, bring in better businesses, make it more walkable, expand parking. And so, although the master plan got into a lot of different areas of things the town ought to look at going forward, the overwhelming majority of residents figured the input was that the most important thing the town ought to do was look to revitalize and renovate the downtown. So when our committee first formed and we read over the plan again and read over where the emphasis was, we decided to recommend to the select board that we seriously consider what to do in the downtown. And the master plan recommended that a separate study be done specifically for the downtown. And so the select board agreed to fund a downtown master plan study. And the discussion then became kind of, was going to have to be another committee set up to sort of manage that study. Could it be a subcommittee of the MPIC basically standing for Master Plan Implementation Committee? And pretty much everybody in the MPIC wanted to be involved in sort of shepherding through the downtown revitalization plan. And so, although it really wasn't our charge to be in charge of any particular project, it just made sense as opposed to setting up another committee that the MPIC would work with the town to hire the consultants and sort of shepherd that plan through. And so we did that, and that became the 100% focus of the MPIC until the downtown master plan was completed near the end of 2023. And basically in 2024, working with the town planner, we've been kind of looking for opportunities to then implement some of the recommendations in the downtown master plan. The first one being relooking at Blake Street and how Blake Street could be redesigned to be sort of a gateway into a new downtown. And there
I
is
saw
now
that.
money that's been allocated to look at revisiting Blake Street. So that's
Great.
kind of what we've been doing. But basically, our goal is to just look at the master plan in general and see what else needs to be done. And so recently, we sort of stepped away from the downtown, just revisiting the Blaster plan, and we just sent a memo to the planning board looking at some of the housing recommendations of the master plan, one of which was to do a new housing production plan in the town. And we just recently sent a letter to the planning board asking them to consider maybe a new housing production plan for the town of Northborough. So we're kind of moving out of being the downtown management group into more, again, our real role, which is to sort of look over the master plan and recommend what needs to be done. So that's kind of a long-winded explanation.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick, for the detailed, I'll call it detailed explanation.
Yeah.
Judy, did you have any questions about the role or any questions for Rick or myself or Laura about what Rick discussed?
Uh, no, I don't have any questions. In preparation for today, I did pull out I read through the master plan again, and I took some notes, and I went back through all the meeting minutes, and it's Rick just really, summed up what I've been, reading in the recent meeting minutes, and I commend the MPIC for what they have knocked off their original goals so far. I know that, the MPIC and the town as a whole has a lot of work to do. We have a lot of projects. But a lot of the things I saw in one of the meeting minutes that, I don't know if it was Rick, but somebody had recommended that the group go back to the master plan and, do exactly what I was just summarizing, what goals have we accomplished and what do we have left to do? I was excited. I know that the downtown is always a hot topic in town. And nothing's going to be solved right away. It's a process. I know housing is an issue. I brought that up in my youth commission interview that, my daughter, I said she would very much like to stay in town. She's making it work. She doesn't want to have to leave. But I'm a real estate agent. I know that housing is where we have a housing shortage, and what there is, it's very expensive. So all of the goals of the MPI of the master plan, I, as a resident and as just as an interested person, I support all these goals. And again, I do commend the town on what has been accomplished so far. And I'm just here to say, if there's a vacancy on this particular committee, I'd love to, come in and see, healthy collaboration. That's all. I don't have anything spectacular that I can say I can bring to the table to make it all to, cast my, shake a wand or anything. But, just like vote, every vote counts, every person that comes to the table, might be able to make a difference. And I've been a huge advocate because I had been following Marlboro and Hudson for years with their EDC. I'm very excited that Northborough is talking a lot of economic development and everything. There's a lot more to do. I just, if I can help in any way, that's why I submitted my application for this particular committee.
All right, great. Yeah, I mean, and looking over, the application and everything that you submitted, I think your experience on the town hall feasibility study committee, parlays very well, I think, with something like this. I don't know if you anything specific from that you think would sort of carry over or things that you've learned or anything like that while on that
I
committee.
did. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, Mike. No,
No, sorry. I'm just
I-
rambling. Go ahead.
absolutely. And I really enjoyed being on that committee. I learned so much about the four buildings that the town and the four buildings that were that the town owned that were um presented as possible options for the town hall. It's it got me it got me thinking about, I know that, Allie needs a place for her recreation. I mean, there's just, there's so many moving parts here, and we have so many beautiful properties and so much land, that it's just, I'd love, if I could look ahead 20 years, hopefully not that long, how's it all gonna come together? So I learned a lot about the buildings in town, and just in working, working with fellow residents, and just, brilliant people who have, we all share the same vision for our town. We all have the same mission. We just want to, make great decisions for our town and for our prosperity. So it's, I guess I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, no, it did. No, yeah,
What
that's
did I
fine.
learn
Yeah,
from that committee? Again, really just about the buildings, and it's exciting to me to be, rather than, be watching or hearing about somebody else's version of how the meeting went. I felt like I was part of the process, and that was incredibly rewarding to me.
All right. No, that's great. Thank you. Laura, I don't know if you had any additional questions for Judy.
I think she answered them all. But
Yeah.
thank you for the very, very comprehensive responses. Thank you for your interest in serving and all that you've done and continue to do. I really appreciate it.
It's all my pleasure, Laura. Thank you for saying so.
I guess I've got a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
So basically, is there a particular area of the master plan, things you saw in it, or anything that when you come to the committee, something you feel you want to advocate for right off the bat, or is it more of a learning experience, or what do you bring to the table about the existing master plan?
That's a great question, Rick. There's nothing specific that I personally want to advocate for. I did kind of allude to the fact that I'm all about, building on economic development, because build it and they will come. And I think, put the infrastructure in place that encourages positive business, supports the businesses that are here. That in and of itself is going to make everybody happier to stay in town, to come to town. Certainly anything that can help with our tax base, our quality of life. So again, only because I was mesmerized watching Hudson and Marlboro for years, and I would go to those meetings, and I saw what, years ago I saw the vision, and it happened, and I know it can happen here in Northborough. So I'm like, the trajectory that our town is on in right now is so incredibly exciting to me. And needs to be all hands on deck. And if it's done in a congenial way of, healthy collaboration, it will happen. And all of the goals in the master plan will be attained.
Okay, thanks.
Right.
Did that answer your question, Rick?
It did. Yeah, thank you.
I thought it was a great question. Thank you for sharing that
It
one.
was a great question. And also, Rick, I don't know if you know, I also am interviewing for the Youth Commission. And I know that that's always an inherent, supporting our children and supporting our seniors too. It's just, I love that, there's Age is just a number in town here. Everybody is supported. But it takes the whole community to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, I'm seeing, there's been so much accomplished recently, and it's just so endearing to me to see how our own community supports. We're self-generated, supporting, and you don't see that. I don't see that, especially as a real estate agent. I don't see that in many communities.
Right, great. Yeah, I mean, I thank you, Judy. For sticking around for 2 interviews. So thank you and answering some good questions. Um, and Rick, yeah, thanks for coming on, giving a good overview, and helping us talk to Judy about the Master Plan Implementation Committee. Um, I think we're good to move on to our next step of deliberations, unless Judy or Rick, you guys have anything else to share, or Laura.
Do not.
All right,
Do you need
great.
me to stay involved for that? Is this something that just you and Laura do?
Good question. So yeah, it'll just be Laura and I. So
Okay.
you can continue to watch. It's obviously a public meeting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll just be Laura and myself having
Okay.
hard discussions.
Okay, good. Well,
I
thanks for
just,
joining me.
yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Thanks for giving the overview about the committee. Judy, thank you so much for your interest in serving the town. Rick, thank you as well for all you continue to do for the town, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all tonight.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you, Rick.
Have a nice
Thank
night, guys.
you.
Have a
Thank
good
you for
night,
applying,
guys.
Judy. Appreciate it.
Bye,
Bye.
Judy. Bye, Rick.
Bye.
All right, you all set? Do you want me to hop off, guys, or
Yeah, we're all set. Yeah, thank you, Judy, so
Thanks,
much. We really
Judy. See
appreciate
you
it.
soon.
Thank you for coordinating this, Angie. What would
No
we do
problem.
without her?
Yes, seriously.
I
We'd be in
appreciate
Thank
that.
you
trouble.
Thank you.
All
so
right.
much.
All right, thanks, guys. Let me know if you
All
have
right.
any questions.
Bye,
All
Judy.
right.
Thanks.
Good night.
Bye.
Same thing. I guess I'll sign off also, but if there's anything else you need out of me, just have Angie text me. I can get back on, or send me an email or something.
All
Sounds
right.
good,
Thank
Rick.
you, Rick.
Thanks.
Yeah, from my
Thank you
perspective, I
so
don't have
much.
any problem with Judy being on the committee.
Thank you very
Thanks, Rick.
much. And
Okay.
Angie, yeah, thank you for all you did to coordinate this. I really
Oh
appreciate
my
it.
gosh. Thank you guys all for doing it. All right. I'll let
All
you
right.
guys deliberate, but I'll be right here if you need anything.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you,
Thank you,
Angie.
Angie. Yeah, so I mean, I don't have any issues with Amanda for Library Board of Trustees, or Judy for either Youth Commission or Master Plan. I think Amanda, and you mentioned it, having that um, you know s- uh, diversity of perspective, and having somebody with kids who use the library, right, would be great to
Yeah.
have on the Board of Trustees, that you had mentioned before. So um, yeah, I don't know if you have any. Yeah, so
Yeah.
for all three, I think I'm more than comfortable giving a vote of confidence to
Yeah.
go to our board with it. So I don't.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I took some notes while we were going through this, and just so we've got some information to bring back when we do communicate with the full board. But so I'll just run through the three people, and you can, interject or, or supplement. But with Amanda, I had a couple of thoughts. Number one, she's been with the library since, she was young, and she's seen this evolution of all the new programs, the new things that are available, in addition to what we had as kids, and now she's able to share that with her children. And I think that gives her a good perspective of the type of services that we like to offer in the library. I also, again, the Historical Society, finding ways that we can collaborate between these different groups, and she'll be able to bring that information to the trustees. And it's just another bridge between groups. So I definitely agree. I thought Michelle, having an existing relationship with her will help, guide her into the committee, the commission, and help facilitate that process. Did you have anything else to add on Amanda from that regard, or?
No. I mean, I think you laid out her. I think you laid out the case for Amanda on the Board of Trustees for the library. So
I have to do this and have like the actual words ready. Otherwise, we're gonna get to the meeting on Monday and it'll just be like, here we go. Judy, so Judy has been involved in town for so long. I'm talking about her youth commission application. And this one in particular, I didn't realize that there was the neighborhood brigade, that is no longer available. And I know that that's been an important resource for a lot of people in town. And even if I was looking to help other people, Judy knows this really broad range. So whatever is needed, she's a go-to person to help, get a solution, whether it is a crutch, a wheelchair, or a meal. I've called her for a lot of different things. And I love that she's both got children that will benefit from this work, but she's also got passion, creativity, and energy. And I couldn't imagine a better board for her to work with. And I think being with Erica to help, build the direction, it's just going to be really awesome. And then she's got an existing relationship with folks in the HHS department already. So she'll understand what she's got to work with. And then she's also got really creative ways to help find and fund those experience or those opportunities. So that was what really came to mind from a youth commission for her application.
All right. Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, as far as the master plan implementation committee, I mean, I think on top of all the other positives that I think carry over for whether it's youth commission or master plan, I think her having that experience, and I saw it, I watched those meetings, I attended some, asked questions and whatnot at some of those meetings. I think that is almost sort of like an automatic sort of easy not transition but right it's the buildings they were looking at and what they were trying to find feasibility for was was part of the master plan implementation, was part of downtown, and even I like the idea of master plan looking beyond the downtown and looking more broadly at the town overall. So I think somebody like herself with those specific experiences, qualities, and passion, I think she's again perfect for both of those two groups that are you wouldn't think have overlap, but like you said before, it's important that we don't have silos, right, between our different boards and committees, and we have overlap. As liaisons, right, we're trying to do some of that as best we can, but I think having talented people who can do and wear more than one hat is important. And I think having somebody talented like Judy and Amanda on different committees is just a positive for the town. So
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Random, the one thing I forgot to check, there's not an overlap between MPIC meetings and youth commission meetings. So that's the only other thing I think we need to check to make sure that they are not going to overlap. But otherwise, I think we've got enough to go back and make our recommendations to the rest of the board.
Yeah, and I think what we do, Angie, we just need to make a motion, and then we do take a vote, if I'm remembering correctly, in these meetings. So obviously, either one of us can make a motion, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So and Angie, just because I'm blanking, what's kind of the general language for the motion? Just a motion to recommend Amanda DeRocher-Millette to the Library Board of Trustees.
Perfect. Yeah. Yep.
Second.
Okay. All right. Motion made by myself, seconded by Laura. We'll go ahead and do a voice vote. Laura?
Aye.
All right. And I am aye as well. So there you go. And then we'll do another motion. So I'll make a motion to recommend Judy Boyle as a member of the Youth Commission.
So moved.
Okay. And then we'll voice vote Laura.
Aye. Yes.
All right. And myself, aye. So great for Judy on Youth Commission. And then I'll also make a motion for Judy to be recommended as a member of the master plan, Judy Boyle as the master, excuse me. I'll make a motion to recommend Judy Boyle to be a member of the master plan implementation committee.
So moved.
So moved. There we go. All right. Laura?
Yeah, aye. Oh my
Aye,
gosh.
right. Yep. Aye. Yeah, no, I'm getting tongue-tied after a full day of work and then rolling with this. So
You did a great job. I
Yeah,
appreciate
worked out good.
how you pulled this together.
but yeah, no, and thanks, Angie, again, for herding the cats that are the select board members and trying to work out schedules and stuff.
You guys have a lot on your plates, and I appreciate everything you guys do and all the volunteers. It's amazing. We're a very lucky town. So
Yeah,
Yes.
and having great staff as the glue keeping everything together
Yes.
is key. So,
well, that's great. Well, thank you so much, you guys. Have a good night.
all right. Do we have to make a motion to
Oh,
adjourn?
yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Sorry.
moved.
See, I should know that. So moved. All right. And then Laura,
Aye.
I vote aye. So thank you. We are adjourned at
Thank
6:14
you.
p.m.
Perfect.
right.
Have a
Thank
great
you so
night.
much.